Okay, let's dive right in. So here's the scenario. I work on Relay.app, which is an AI workflow tool. And one of our very important partners is HubSpot because many of the valuable workflows people want to create are in and around their CRM, lead qualification, lead enrichment, follow-up, deal tracking, etc. And so let's say I want to figure out who I want to sell Relay.app to, and I want to find people who are engaged in the HubSpot ecosystem as HubSpot customers because they may also want to buy my product. But instead of doing some like lame, generic outbound email campaign, I want to do some really clever account-based marketing. It could be like sending them a personalized pickleball racket or making a personalized landing page that speaks exactly to them and their pain points. And so what I'm going to show you in the next 5 minutes is how we're going to build an AI workflow that is going to automatically look at the HubSpot LinkedIn profile. It's going to see HubSpot's recent posts and it's going to find the people who engaged with those posts. Of the people who engaged with that post, it's going to find one person who I should sell my product Relay.app to, and then it's going to come up with three clever, personalized, account-based marketing ideas for me to reach that specific person. Okay, let's build it. So to build this, all I'm going to do is describe in natural language to the Relay.app assistant what I want the workflow to do. And then it will build that into a flowchart, potentially asking me some clarification questions along the way. So now you can all see how bad I am at typing. Every week, find the most recent LinkedIn posts from HubSpot. Find the people who commented. Identify one commenter that we should try to sell Relay.app to. Decision maker at medium-sized business. Come up with three clever, personalized, account-based marketing ideas. Make one a personal landing page, another a physical gift, and surprise me for the third. I'm not going to worry about all my bad spelling. I'm not going to worry about the grammar. I've given enough of a prompt now that the Relay App Assistant, which is basically a specialized agent for building workflows, to turn this into a repeatable, predictable, reliable workflow that's going to run for me every week. So you can see it's first going to see what tools it has available. How am I going to go get that data from LinkedIn? How am I going to know how to trigger once a week? How am I going to know how to get the right comments from the post? How am I going to know how to pick the best prospect? How to know how to find their profile? And then it's going to turn that into a plan and put it all together. Okay, so what it's done so far, and I hope it doesn't stop right here. That would be a big demo fail. But what it's done so far is it set up the basic framework of this workflow. It's going to run every week. It's going to get the recent HubSpot posts on LinkedIn. It's going to get the comments on that particular post. It's going to use AI to pick the best prospect. And then it's going to look up their profile. And then hopefully it's going to continue and create the account-based marketing ideas. Now, it looks like it got stuck, which didn't happen 10 minutes ago when I tested this, but that's always the the fun of a live demo. So it hit a snag and it's gonna try again. And so it's now seeing that it has the skeleton mostly in place. I think where it got snagged was looking up the HubSpot LinkedIn profile URL, which eventually it found. And now what it's doing is it's writing, you can think of this as like a meta prompting tool where there are multiple individual AI prompts that are going to run within this workflow. There's going to be one prompt that's going to try to figure out who the best candidate is from that list of comments. There's another prompt that's going to be generating those three personalized account-based marketing ideas. So you can think of this AI workflow as an extension of traditional if this then that workflows you may have done in tools like Zapier or Make.com or N8N, where AI decision making is embedded or enmeshed into the workflow and all wrapped up in this assistant on the left that is essentially the automation consultant that builds it out for you. Okay, so now it's done and it says I've got the plan. I'm going to run every week. I'm going to get the HubSpot LinkedIn posts. I'm going to look at all the posts, collect the last 20 comments. I'm going to pick the best prospect. I'm going to look up their profile. I'm going to come up with three ideas and I'm going to do it. And I'm going to say, this actually looks pretty good, but for the purpose of this demo, I don't want to look up all the recent posts. I just want the one most recent post because I don't want this test run to take forever. So I'm going to say, actually, just find the most recent single post. Now it's going to look at this structure it's created. It's going to realize that looping over all the posts is unnecessary based on what I wanted. It's just going to pick a single post and simplify the workflow for me. Excuse me. So now it removed the inner step, and now it's again telling me how it's manipulating this workflow for me. And so what we're going for here is kind of a best of both worlds approach where you get the predictability and reliability of the workflow, but without the tedium of hand constructing it. Okay, so now it's ready. Let's test it out. And if I pop over to the Runs tab, you'll be able to see what's going on. So we found the most recent post from the HubSpot account. We found the 15 comments on that post. Now AI has selected who that thinks the best prospect is. It thinks this guy, Syed. Here's why it thinks it's the best prospect. And now it looked up his LinkedIn profile to get some more information about him. And now it's generating the three personalized ABM ideas. And I can already tell that I'm going to want to give this workflow some feedback about how it can do better. I'm realizing now that comments are actually sparse relative to reactions, especially on brand accounts. So maybe I want to fetch the reactions instead. And maybe I want to give it some better guidance about who a target customer is for me. But let's first see how good the ABM ideas that it comes up with are before going back and modifying the workflow. Okay, so here are the three ABM ideas. Personalized landing page. Here's the slug. I can make it even more specific for Syed, CRM to revenue. A homepage built exactly around Syed's point of view, not just buying a CRM, getting teams to use it in a way that drives revenue. Subheadline. Here are the sections. Here's a specific section about what Relay could automate for you. Here's why you're the perfect target customer for it. And then a CTA, like want a 15-minute meeting with me. Then here's a physical gift idea. Here's the budget. Here's, I can make a sleek hardcover notebook that references his job title. And I want to see what the third thing is that surprises me. A 90-second personalized documentary. So this is all pretty good. And now the last thing I'm going to do is go back and give some feedback. Pretty good job. Next time, use reactions and be more concise with the recs at the end. And so this is all I had time to show in these 5 minutes and 44 seconds I've been going so far. What James asked is, can it also do the ABM campaign? And so if I get to come back next time, we can show the actual creation of the personalized landing page or ordering that customized gift.